Hi, I'm Shyam. I'm a professor of business at Georgetown University. I teach strategy and organizational leadership. And like many of you, I'm deeply interested in the enormous changes that are going on today in the world economy due to globalization, technology, and financial change. So this is something that I study, and I thought I'll write a cool new book about this, and I hope you like it. Tap dancing with tigers and dragons is a modern business fable of the life and struggles of three high technology firms and the people who care about them. One is a hard-scrabble, street-smart Chinese company with a vision. The second is an IT outsourcing company from Bangalore, India, which has got more chutzpah than money. And the third is a canny, Kendall Square, Boston-based dot-com survivor on the path to financial redemption. Their tale is one of blood, sweat, luck, and tears. As the economies intertwine and the global financial crisis complicates plans, the three firms are headed for a clash of business strategy, personal will, and economic destiny. Business is exciting, it's fun, the adrenaline is flowing, and people love what they do. And business people are three-dimensional. They have humor, they have love, they have passion, they have a lot of things that run the spectrum of the human experience. And I believe that's never captured in any book about business or any media story about business people. And I really wanted to fix that. So I think one of the motivations for writing this book is to, in a sense, present business people as full-fledged three-dimensional people, warts and all. And you'll find that they're actually a lot more fun than lawyers. One really interesting character is Wei Bao. He's the CEO of a Chinese company, an accidental entrepreneur, if you will. Person starts out working for the government-run software company and then has a chance to actually build out a company which does translation for IBM. And one thing leads to another, and he finds himself sort of with 2 or 3 clients, Yahoo, Microsoft, and IBM. Pretty soon he's got a real company which is making real money. But then he realizes that there's a lot more that he can do with this company, and his ambitions grow. He wants to make a mark in the world, not just as a profitable business person, but somebody who changes the perception of Chinese companies in the world. He wants to make his company the first high-tech multinational from China. So that's an interesting character. He's born during the Cultural Revolution, lives through some of those things during his early years, goes to Beijing University, which is the Harvard of China, and then starts up this company. So it's an interesting character right there. It's based loosely on some of the people that I've met in China who are actually doing these things. Another terrific character is Carrie Delaney. Now, Carrie Delaney is a partner in a private equity firm, and she's made it the hard way as well. She's a Southerner from a small town in Virginia, and goes to school at night at NYU Law School and so forth, and becomes a partner in this private equity firm. And now, again, by a series of circumstances, she lands up being the financier, if you will, for this high-tech company based in Kendall Square in Boston. And she's trying to revive this company, and this is a company that sort of almost died after the dot-com bust. And so she's trying to revive this company and give it an influx of cash and so on, so that it becomes a profitable company again. So that's another interesting character. She's married to a person called Tom, who's a partner in a consulting firm, and they have an interesting sort of life in the Upper East Side and so on. So that's a New Yorker who comes from the South and all of those type of things, with a complex sort of personal story as well. So that's another interesting character. I think a lot of women will actually like her a lot, because I think she's, again, not your typical corporate woman. Even though she's a lawyer and so on, she's three-dimensional. She's fun. She does accents and all of those type of things. And she's got a sense of humor. and things like that, which, think about it. When was the last time you saw a businesswoman with a sense of humor portrayed in any TV show or book? So that's another interesting character. A third one is actually the CEO of an Indian company. His name is Shyam, and he's there trying once again very hard to escape the gravitational pull of body shopping, the typical thing that companies do in India, which is to sort of hire out talent at lower rates than Western rates for IT work. He's trying to build a real software company for the 21st century using genuinely new technology, which he thinks will find a market. But he's got trouble. He's got trouble because he doesn't find financing in his home country, and he has to look to Silicon Valley and places like that for getting capital. So that's a small smattering of the characters that you'll find in the book. And there's several more. Hopefully they'll all be interesting to you. Anybody who's an adult today probably is thinking about the role of America in the world of business in light of the surging economies of China and India and so on. So anybody with an interest in that probably would like to hear about some of the subject matter in this book and read it, because I portray, I think, some of the pluses and minuses of both the Indian and the Chinese systems for people to see and experience. And also the pluses and minuses of the American system, so that we kind of know a full story, if you will, and can form our own conclusions about it. The other kind of reader I would think of are business students, and there are business students all over the world, all of whom are taking classes in organizational behavior or finance or venture capital or outsourcing or any of these subjects, and talking about China and India and US companies and all of that. So these are stories about people from that world, so they would love this, and I suspect that they would like to read it as a case, a three-dimensional case rather than a two-dimensional case, which they'll typically see, because the typical case is shorn of a lot of the personal foibles and mistakes and personality that's there in business people. So pretty much everybody.